The introduction of MTS and Wi-Fi 6 will have a profound impact on the enterprise and education markets, but will have a relatively small impact on home networks. The 802.11ax, or Wi-Fi 6, standard covers the 1 to 6 GHz spectrum, provides approximately 24% to 37% speed improvements, and expands multi-user multiple input multiple output, MU-MIMO, capabilities to enable simultaneous transmission to multiple devices. Sending and receiving data becomes possible. Although home networks typically have a smaller number of connected devices, in a corporate environment, up to 40 devices can be connected to a single access point. In this case, the performance and efficiency advantages of Wi-Fi 6 are obvious, making the network more efficient. However, for home users, this advanced performance is generally not needed. For example, you can have 3 TVs in your home watching different Netflix streams at the same time, because the data is cached and sent when needed. This does not cause significant performance issues for home users. Now, Forsbeatlink's Wi-Fi 6 access point series, Z600AX, C is tested against AP-AC Lite, Nano HD, and AP-AC Pro to test their performance under different conditions. I've moved the access point and tested performance in different locations. The size of my house is 2,400 square feet, which provides some dimensional reference for testing spacing.
Let's see the test results. Look at the performance. These tests have been completed. I prefer running on a 10 gigabit server in my basement. We can see that the AP-AC Lite speed cannot even exceed 100 megabits per second. Even in the same room as my desktop, things get worse. 1 room away, the average was just 70.3 megabits per second. 2 rooms away, the average was just 27.1 megabits per second. None of our test results exceeded 100 megabits per second, and these charts hit 400. So we definitely have better performing access points in this test. Moving to the APAC Pro is basically useless. It completely overwhelms the AP-AC Lite in performance. In the same room as my computer and moving the access point further away from my room, it averaged 245 megabits per second. Our numbers dropped to an average of 168 megabits per second. So far, the APAC Pro looks pretty good. Looking at the performance numbers 2 rooms away on the other side of my house, we're still averaging over 100 megabits per second. The slowest speed of the APAC Pro is faster than the fastest speed of the Lite. I ran these tests multiple times and kept getting the same results. Results in the same room were lower than the APAC Pro, averaging 231 megabits per second. Move a room. Our speed beat the APAC Pro at 203 megabits per second. But I think that's because it probably doesn't have as powerful an antenna as the APAC Pro, which it lost to the APAC Pro 2 rooms, averaging just 56.9 megabits per second compared to the Pro's 102 megabits per second going into the main network event. Z600AX-C beat all other access points in the same room test with average throughput 306 megabits per second. Move the access point 1 room away and its average speed is still 291 megabits per second. These are the closest numbers I've seen between tests, placing the access point on the other side of my house. Our speed dropped to 129 megabits per second. That's still impressive performance, and here are the overall performance averages across the board. I'm very pleased with the performance of the Z600AX-C, which beat all other access points in my testing. Thank you everyone for watching.